Hello, hello. So the election in the US is coming, just a few days away. A very stressful time, very complex times. The two political sides are very different in what they're thinking, very different about what is important to them, and very different in how they think about their candidates. And recently I heard about this term, non-playable character. What is a non-playable character? Non-playable character is a character that is not authentic, that is not true to themselves. And I think that you would agree with me if I would say that the two candidates are very different in that characteristics, how authentic they are. And my guess is that all of us would agree that Trump is much more authentic. In fact, with all of his shortcomings and not trying to hide it and being kind of out there with his flaws, he is obviously expressed as more flawed, but he's also clearly authentic. When somebody is willing to be out there with their flaws and mistakes and so on, authenticity goes high, goes up. Whereas Harris, I hope you would agree, is very, very cautious, careful, doesn't want to make any mistakes, doesn't want to put herself on anybody's list for bad behavior, and therefore she is perceived as much less authentic. So I don't know who they are in real life, but the way that they are portraying themselves from this regard of non-playable character, Trump has an incredible advantage. But more deeply, I thought about the right versus the left, the Republicans versus the Democrats. And in general, Republicans are more loyal to their leader, just as on average. And Democrats, the expression sometimes is eat their youngs, but they are much more critical of their own leadership, and they are much more interested in self-criticism. So one of the things I was wondering is whether this issue about authenticity is also an inherent problem for Democrats. Because imagine a Republican leader who's basically saying, in my supporters, there's a value for loyalty. There's a value for supporting the leader, so I can be more authentic. Whereas a leader for the Democrats would always be afraid of their own people. What if I say something wrong here, and what if I offend this person? And therefore, they can never be authentic. So anyway, I think that one of the many differences between the two candidates is this non-playable characteristics and their perceived authenticity. But I think it's an inherent problem, inherent difference between the two sides. That as long as Republicans have more loyalty, and as long as Democrats are more likely to jump on their own candidates and have internal criticism, I think it will stay the case that the Republican candidates would be able to express more authenticity, and that the Democratic candidates will be more frightened of expressing authenticity. Very sad. Very sad. Okay, that's it for now. Looking forward to seeing what we will learn about this election process in the next few years, on election day and the day after that. Bye for now.